それでは今度お客さんにやっていただきたいと思います。これからフードが始まりますので皆さんやってください。隣の人の方に両手を置いて大きな一列の輪を作りましょう。ウェイトとウェイトレスがご案内いたしますのでどうぞついてください。
Don't stop yet. 止まらないでください。Keep going. Keep it going. All right, everybody stop right where you are. Face the middle and watch your wait staff and your dancers and copy what they do. One more time. Blue Hawaii. Take your seats.
He picked you up? Grader. Diamond head grader. Up. See? Hả? Con đâu rồi? Đây, đứng đây đi.
No, there's more. There's nicer stuff up here. Hurry, 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 hurry.
Ồ, cái này rồi. Cái thao rất là đẹp ha.
I don't know.
Thấy con. Đi. Thấy đâu?
Merry Christmas!
Look how big that is.
What's up, John?
Look at that. At a freaking hotel.
Tụi này nó tụi mình
Đây
nó
rồi.
chơi ha.
Hay quá ha.
I have food.
Look at their legs are all the way underwater. Only their bodies are.
Good thing we walked into here, huh?
Yeah. Nice, very nice.
To measure their legs. Go with the fun. Nó có thường nó có package nó này nó bày dữ. Bây giờ mới có cái này được rồi.
Oh, fish nè. Fish.
Cái fish rồi ba. Cái con cá nó ngủ á con con. Nó đứng nó ngừng là nó ngủ á con. Nó đứng yên chỗ là nó ngủ đó phải không?
Chưa thấy xem là đẹp cái gì không?
Tụi Mỹ mà nó đã làm nó chạc you pay for the service phải không?
Ừ. Very nice. Đâu đâu walk rồi biết coi con đâu.
Lại nghĩ cái kia là của nó luôn á, con vịt ra ngoài. Cái này nó tại vì nó làm đầu tiên thành thử ra nó cho
A lot of land like on purpose so they could build a hotel.
hồi lâu rồi mà mấy chục năm về trước nó đâu có land nó có bao nhiêu.
It's common sense just to
Quá
like
trời
take
nó
the
clear
spot.
quá trời còn bia ghê.
It's all real.
Mà biển này cũng tốt đó nè. Thấy không? Dễ sợ không? Very clear. Đã thì
Tại vì không có ai nó vậy.
No, but you, over there,
Tắm.
hay quá, cái này hay nè. Go to Hilo. said the houses here start to get expensive because people move in here.
Yeah. It's still okay.
On the scenic waters of Whitefield Valley is in Cloud Valley, set between 2,000 feet high. Whitefield Valley is a very large Hawaiian community. Fairview Valley is now live in the area in the what's called grassy plains on our commercial small narrow patches. Scenic spots along the Hawaii coastline include the little village of Honoka'a, Lapa Hoiva Point, and the beautiful Akaka Falls.
There's Hilo right there, downtown.
Oh, Hilo? Oh, that's why a lot of houses.
Yeah. I think it's erupting, the volcano is right at the end. Right at the end, to see some lava flows.
Oh,
Okay, we are at a steam vent. Steam vents are cracks or crevices above a hot spot. Water seeps through these cracks or crevices, then hitting the hot rock beneath us, releasing it into its steam form, where it comes out the same cracks or crevices that the water seeped through. Throughout our park, we ask that you stay on our trails. Don't try to do any off-roading or make your own trails. You could fall in one of these steam vents and get tree itself is called the Hau tree, spelled H-A-U. The flower. The Hawaiians used to pick the flower, put it in their little mashing bowl, start mashing it up. From there, that flower turns into this deep lavender color. This lavender color was used to make different patterns on their kapa. And you could tell by the different colors that they used on their kapa where these Hawaiians were from at that time of that era. Kapa is the clothing, what the Hawaiians used to make. That was their clothing. And of course, it was made from the bark of our native trees. Another useful trait from this tree, the Hawaiians used to take a good piece of this tree off, take the bark off the tree, soak that bark in water for 2 to 3 days. From there, the outer cordage separates from the inner cordage. The outer cordage was woven together to make a thick, hardy rope, as well as the inner cordage was also woven together to make a thin, durable string used for fishing and also used for flying kites. The wood itself, now that it is debarked and very light wood, it was used to fasten your outriggers for your canoes, for better stability from paddling from one island to another. And now that you made your cordage, you can also fasten it to your canoe for better stability. The younger branches on this tree, the plants the Hawaiians brought on their voyage to Hawaii when they first came to Hawaii. Some of the purposes of this plant. The leaf itself, when used by the kupuna, was used to bless areas from spirits and other things like that. It was also used to make raincoats, used for making hula skirts.
oh.
They also wove the leaves together to make slippers for the Hawaiians to walk on the a'a or pohoihoi without cutting their feet. It was also used to plant around their houses to warn off evil spirits. And the root part of this plant. We talk about using the root part of this plant baked in the imu for about 2 to 3 days. It turns into a sweet substance. Later, when the sailors eventually came to Hawaii, they turned this sweet substance into an alcohol called okolehau. Supposed to be a real nasty, strong alcohol. So again, this plant is called the tili, spelled T-I. A lot of birds on our hike. So I'll point them out as we get further down there.
I think it's guava. A form of guava.
Yeah, yeah. And the family.
These are two ferns you'll see throughout our park right here. How can you tell them apart? Well, I can tell them apart just by the leaves itself. The hapu'u has one main rib with a side rib with smaller leaflets coming off of it, whereas the ama'u fern has one main rib with longer leaflets coming off of it. The trunk part of this tree, when beaten, and beaten, it turns into a deep red colored dye. This red colored dye was used to represent where you're from. So if you're in this area, if if you're from the volcano area, you would have this red dye on your clothing. And they could tell you where you're from just by that. The fronds, or the leaves on this plant, were also used, they used to weave it together and use it as a carpet for our chiefs or elites to sleep on at that time. And I'll also tell you a legend about Kamapua'a, who's able to change himself into this fern. So when I bring up this Ama'u fern at the ending of my talk, we are walking on the old Chaina Crater Rim Road. We stopped using this road in 1983 because we noticed the cracks on this road getting larger and larger. You'll see what I mean when we walk around this corner. Some pretty big potholes. They say this is part of the caldera that didn't fully collapse yet. For it to fall in, it would have to be an earthquake bigger than a 7 point.
Oh, man.
I have one question. Would you like...
Giống như nước nha. Oh, man. Oh, have you go down there?
There's 2 people there.
Oh, there are 2 people.
See?
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully they see us.
Yeah. We are at our Halema'uma'u lookout, overlooking our Kilauea caldera right here. Let's go over the difference between a crater and caldera once more. To be called a crater, must be smaller than 1 mile long or 1 mile wide to be called a crater. Anything larger than 1 mile long or 1 mile wide would then be called a caldera. So here we're looking at a crater within a caldera.
Oh, man.
Looks a little foggy today, yeah? The clouds you see.
Yeah.
It's a little fog. If anybody has asthma or anything like that, anybody's affected while they're up here, I would say put water in their shirt and breathe through that and get out of the area as fast as you can. All right? That's if anybody's affected, you know, by these fumes right here. But next, as you guys look on our caldera up there, you can see a museum up there. It's the Jagger Museum. The big hill in back of the Jagger Museum is the Mauna Loa. You can slightly see it, yeah. The clouds
Okay, museum right there.
But that forest beneath us towards the right-hand side is the Iliahi Forest. Coming towards the left, see that big cinder hill over there? In 1959, there was a 1,900-foot lava fountain started spewing out Kilauea Iki. When all this lava fell down, it devastated the forest over there. So we call this Devastation Trail. And it created this big cinder hill that we call Pu'upuai. Next, let's go towards our parking lot area up there. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little hazy, but there's
Yeah.
a parking lot area right out there. In back of that parking lot area, would you believe me if I told you that was the location of our first airport on the islands? Yeah. In 1924, our military camp made a landing strip next to the most active volcano in the world. Yeah. 4 months after they decided to make a landing strip out there, well, 6 months after they decided to make a landing strip out there, Madam Pele got upset. She spewed up 2 big, large boulders. It landed in the middle of their landing strip. They told themselves, what's the chances of this ever happening again? Why don't we just bulldoze these big boulders to the side? We can have back our landing strip. So they did that. 4 months after they did that, she got upset once more, spewed up 2 even larger. Would you believe me if I told you that's where they decided to test the Mars rover? They said the terrain there resembled the terrain on Mars. So here's a little picture of that. All right. All right. And now let me tell you my legend about our goddess Madam Pele, who lives in our Halema'uma'u crater. So feel free. Get a spot still.
Let's sit up here with kids. He's going
What's that?
That's a legend about Pele.
In doing so, he brought his food to try and get their attention. So just imagine this being a molten lake of lava, where the lava was bouncing off the walls, creating nice lava waves or nice lava barrels for Madam Pele and her sister to surf in. So Madame Pele was actually below surfing these lava waves, and Kamapua came and blowed his poop to try and get their attention. And it goes something like this. So, Kamapua blowed his poo, and actually Madame Pele's sister heard the poo being blown, and then from there she turned towards Pele, and it goes something like this. Oh, Pele, how's that guy on top of the caldera? Why don't you go up there, get a chance to know him? Well, Madame Pele looked up on the caldera, she was like, I know that guy, that's Kamapua, that's the pig guy. I don't want to be with the pig. So she went from this part of the caldera to the opposite side of the caldera, trying to get away from Kamapua. Kamapua, being the shapeshifter he is, he changed into his pua'a form and followed her to the opposite side of the caldera. Well, he did this all day. By the end of the day, Madame Pele, she had enough. You know, she said, I'm gonna fix this guy. Came back to this side of the caldera, started to twist and twirl her fingers in her magma lake, making a magma boulder so she could throw it at Kamapua. Kamapua came to this side, he started to blow his poo. From then, on the corner side of his eye, he saw this red boulder coming close to him. From then, he changed himself into the Ma'u fern, where it just missed him, scorching his leaves red. So Madame Pele noticed she missed him with her magma boulder, so she started to overflow her caldera. Her caldera started to rise and rise very fast. Well, by this time, Kamapua saw this happening. He then changed himself back into his pua'a form and started to run all the way down towards a Pua point. Well, when he got towards by this time, Madame Pele saw him taking off, going towards a Pua point. She then overflowed her caldera and she started to follow him all the way down to the shore. Well, when Kamapua got towards our coast, he jumped into the ocean, changing himself into the Humu Humu Nuku Nuku Apua. And Madame Pele, she followed him right into the ocean. And there it started to screech and squirm. Well, the Humu Humu Nuku Nuku Apua's skin is so tough, you know, he just shaked it and swam away. And it is said that Madame Pele takes the leeward sides of all the islands and takes away land and also recreates land. But it's the fertilityness of Kamapua that takes the windward sides of all the islands and blesses it with waterfalls, with rain, with plants and animals thriving, living together in harmony. So it's the fertilityness of Kamapua that makes our land here so rich and so fertile with life. So that's my first legend. I'll tell you another legend about another fellow who didn't do so well with Madame Pele. So my next one is on Madame Pele and Ohio. Ohio was a chief in the Puna Paneeva.
Steam van. Oh.
It's hot, huh?
Okay.
Ồ, có khi nó come up. That.
One, two. What?
Nothing like a
That green flag.
Volcano covering more than 600 square miles. Đó, mấy cái này là mấy cái reef của mình, mấy cái gọi là reef nè. Đó, in front of mình nè. Bây giờ nó càng ngày nó càng deeper and wider. Cái này hồi xưa nó là cái lake, nó nước nó nhiều, giờ nó deeper hơn, ra nước mình thấy nước xuống dưới thấy không? Cái đó đó. Tại vì nó càng ngày nó càng wider and deeper, hồi đó nè nó shallow rồi nó thấy nước nó lên trên cái mặt này nè, thấy không? Con đọc cái này này.
Ja, die wil ik voor de mij.
Ja.
Samen.
Ja. भाई बहुत टाइम आएगा वहाँ पे जाएंगे भी हम लोग ओके डन या
connect in one spot and it'll be pretty cool. That's what it takes. Unremarkable.
Oh, yes. It was cheap, dude. Just because over and over.
And became Hawaii.
So this dude was a little like an earthquake.
The volcano became calm, quiet, but not extinct. The power of the volcano was a rich creative force in the making of the islands, then as it is today. From the sea, these volcanic islands rose to become a new home for life on the earth. Rose with small forms of life almost as soon as the lava cooled.
It's dark right there, boy.
And the sea brought things to new islands.
Okay.
That's how we do. That's how we do.
Yes.
Oh, there it drops.
Okay, go. Southwest Rift.
I'm gonna jump in without.
No.
Huh? Okay, go. Oh, drop. Wait, too.
What? Yeah, that's freaking sweet,
Dude, how is that sweet?
Dude, look at this. You can see it. Look, you can see the form too. You can see it's different colors, so you can tell it's
Don't go find me one.
Hồi nãy mình đứng bên kia mình nhìn qua đây nè, thấy khói này giờ tới nè.
Này thấy vui.
Yeah, park over there.
Park where the lot of people park. Đây nè, chỗ này nè. Đá không được, nóng chứ. Lò đá mà nóng.
Đó, thấy không? Tết đây, Tết rồi. Đó, Tết rồi. Đây đó.
Đấy nè.
Okay.
Ba này, đây nè.
Nó bóp, nó bóp.
Để mặt cho nó phim thôi. Nó quay mặt mặt đây chứ thép bà. Thép mà đóng cái họ.
What do you want? Steam vents.
Done.
Oh.
Hey, we're gonna go too far.
Yeah, we got it.
It's gonna get dark.
Hi, Don. What's up?
Understand?
Right now, the entire
Lift it up.
Did you?
Yes.
Swimsuits, kickboards, and fins are 20% off. Likewise, get 20% off baseball jackets by Allison and Cardinal for
He's
youth
just
and adults.
noticing that he's
Also,
bald.
high
That's
five
why
and
he's
Sophie
touching his
undershirts in a variety of colors and youth and adult sizes. Just
Don, you want mustard?
where did the year go?
Let's go.
No, she's up there looking at the signs. Seriously? I believe so.
Leading good. 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 Look back. Này. Học. Đi. Gì vậy? Ủa sao mà mất quá rồi hả?
Understand. What do you mean? Listen, you are strange.
Okay, take it. I'm trying. It's not focusing though. It's not in focus. It's not in focus. Got one. I got one right here.
Chỗ này là natural đó.
Không,
Không, cái thuốc này là nó không có bị disturb bởi ở đây.
No, it's called the hose bib.
Whoops.
The hose bib.
Oh yeah, what's it gonna work? Yeah. I kind of decided to look at this. I mean, it would be interesting, but maybe not more than the other thing. Okay, it's like,
You like it, Jenny?
yes.
Spend a lot of million dollars. $1,000 formed in molten path or lava flow. Zone of continuous flow.
Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go.
Ồ, tại nó có cái river đó mới có nước nè. The path of the molten river, which from a tube of few centuries. Cái này nó phải nghiên cứu thằng ecologist nó học hỏi thì nó mới viết ra cái information này. Mislead. Nghiên cứu hả?
Oh, very nice, huh?
Dad, I thought we weren't gonna stop.
Dad, you can't get in front of their
Ok,
car.
được rồi, thấy rồi.
Thấy rồi, được có chưa?
Yes, yes.
Được có đi.
A little bit cũng ghê ghê, giống như bùn.
Còn nhiều bác riêng không sao đâu.
Bà nghĩ là rock hay là cái gì dưới tà bùn hả? Chắc rock quá.
Rock chứ bùn đâu chứ hợp rồi, đâu phải đắt mà
Jen, ooh.
Thấy chưa?
Yes.
How about your left hand side?
You're lucky this one.
Stopping like this.
Thì con tép đi. Tép đi.
I am.
Mà không nữa kìa.
Don't get out.
I don't fucking care about this fucking shit. Keep on stopping every
Nè, đứng lên chụp hết rồi nè. Đi vào. Mom. Đi qua anh con. Đó.
I am. Jesus Christ.
Interesting.
Tiếp rồi. Rồi cái đi vào bây giờ gọi đi vào.
Don't tilt it.
No, it's not.
Sạc mất thì cái rót này.
Lava. That's where we're going. Where all the smoke is.
Có thể mình muốn ấy mình quắt xuống dưới đó, chỗ đó là walking ở chỗ đó area đó.
Ốc xanh trước kìa.
Dad.
Ốc xanh trước kìa. Đó nó qua thích là ốc xanh thôi.
I'm doing it right now. So jerky.
Green, blue như là đằng kia mình nhìn. Cái này chắc whale nhiều lắm rồi nha.
Cái mấy này nè, mấy cái clip nè, nhiều người đi á, bị sập xuống nó dưới luôn á. Tại tưởng đâu mà nó form cái nào form mà. Thấy không? Nó không stable, không có stable soi. Ra được nhiều người bị có thằng bị chết năm chín mấy đó. Kia là kia kìa, đó.
Yes, yes.
Đó.
See.
Chết anh,
I am.
Rồi mấy nhỏ này gan dễ thở ra ngoài kia.
I'm pretty sure it's stable.
Maybe here stable, but some area, you know. Clip nè, đúng rồi, nó cái clip của ốc xanh là gì đó. Chloe mà nó đi gì là illegal, người ta đã để Chloe rồi.
Thì đó, you take your own risk thôi. You die thôi. Ai muốn làm gì làm, nó để vậy, nó để.
Tiếp đi con, đứa này mà thích nhất á, để về bà coi.
Nó để
còn nhiều
Same thing over and over.
Chắc đường này stable nó mới làm đường này chứ nếu không thì nó không đâu làm.
Ở đây thì stable nhưng mà bước xuống kia thì anh chần chân cái là anh xuống cái clip nước đó.
Phải trượt chân bằng cái đất nó sẽ khó.
Dude, that's so annoying.
Trái đất của mình là nước là 2/3 rồi, ăn đâu có bao nhiêu. Quá to bây giờ đó. Chỗ đông người dưới kia là nước dưới, xe đậu dưới. Tại vì nó không có bị pollution, you know, không có thuyền sống nào. Còn cái cá mà ở Newport Beach đó, người ta thuyền đậu nó nhả khói nhả ý tùm lum. Cái đó mình cũng understanding.
Cái xe này.
Cái của mẹ mày bỏ trong vali của mẹ là bao giờ mẹ cũng có hết trơn á. Còn cái của ba trong kênh của ba tao có lấy ra. Cái ba có lấy ra không? Cái đèn pin của ba không giờ ba có lấy ra không?
tới đây cái tép này